Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, March the 15th, 2023. Wednesday, March the 15th. Okay, this is what we're starting out with, right? Because, show was this whole week, and we knew it was going to be a short week because of March Madness starting, but oh my goodness, what's happening there? What is happening there? Victoria wanted him, right? Did everything she could to get him there, right? But not good enough, Victoria. It's all in your imagination and daydream. Nate was wrestling with this. What was he gonna do? What was he gonna do? Stands up from the bar, straightens out his suit, heads over to the elevator, and Nick is getting off the elevator. And Nick is looking at him. Hey, Nate, where's Vic? He goes, she left a while ago. He said, oh, what are you doing? Or where are you going? And it would have been like, well, for one, it's none of your business where I'm going. I'm a grown man. What you mean, where am I going? I'm going up the hotel elevator. That's where I'm going. Right? So Nate gives him this story. Elena and I had an argument before I came here. And I don't want to have to deal with what's waiting for me at home. So I feel we can use some space for us both to cool off. And Nick said, that's strange, because I thought you said earlier, that Elena went to sleep. He goes, well, we had an argument. And so Nick was like, oh, okay. And Nate's like, okay, see you. And he gets on the elevator. I thought Nick was going to be I spyish and see where he was going, but see, that still wouldn't have made sense because, well, yeah, had he peeked down the hall, he would have seen Nate knocking on room 407 versus you got your own room, you'd use your key, right? Victoria has the hard stuff. She's drinking and she goes, you came. And he's like, yes. He said, but not for the reason you think I came. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. What? Nate? Nate is going to have some kind of integrity? And she says, what do you mean? He goes, I just did not want to leave and have you sitting here wondering, was I going to come up? So I wanted to let you know, Victoria, as tempted as I am, trust me, I'm very tempted. I am in a committed relationship with Elena. And I'm not going to do that to her. And she's like, and you wanted to come up here personally to tell me that? She goes, would you like to sit down? Would you like a drink? Sit down. We could talk about it some more. And she kind of walks towards the couch and she turns and Nate's still standing right there. And she goes, oh, okay. All right. And so he says, but look, I also don't want to mess up our working relationship. I really like working at Newman Media. And I feel like, Victoria, if we go down this path, not for, crossing the line, that ultimately it's going to affect our jobs. I mean, our working relationship, and it's definitely going to affect my relationship with Elena. So I'm going to exercise some restraint, as hard as it might be. And trust me, Victoria, is very, very hard because you're beautiful, you're smart. And she's like, you this, you that, but I can't. And so he goes, I'll see you at the office tomorrow. And he turns and he leaves. Now, Elena was asleep. Remember when he left? That's why he snuck on out of there. Because trust me, if you go home for the night, your partner's asleep, so what, Nate? See, here's the thing. He knows and he remembers what it was like to be a doctor. He knows that schedule, right? Obviously, remember they were having her, she was finishing up stuff at Newman, at Chancellor Winters to come back to Newman, but I don't think that ever happened, right? I don't think that happened at all. Because you don't see her working doing a podcast there, but Elena can't do stuff 26 hours a day. She's exhausted as it is being a doctor. So Nate comes home, and who's sitting on the couch? But Victoria. Not Victoria, Elena. And he goes, I thought you were asleep. She says, I was, but I woke up and I think she was going to get something to drink, and she noticed he wasn't there. And she said, where'd you go? And he said, oh, I went and met Victoria so we could finish discussing the McCall deal. And she goes, of course you did. And he goes, well, what is that supposed to mean? She says, Nate, you were in for the night. See, bottom line, and you're going to be going to work tomorrow, right? But you felt the need you had to leave to go meet with Victoria. She says, you know what, Nate? My senses are telling me something is wrong, absolutely wrong here. It is. And he goes, Elena, there is nothing going on between me and Vic. See, lying, right? Lying to her. You see, just because you didn't sleep with her tonight, you're going to sleep with her 2 nights from now. Just like you've been lip locking Victoria in the office, right? You haven't admitted that to Elena because she really would be worried, right? She'd want you to quit. And so she goes, nothing's going on between you and Victoria. She says, I used to say the same thing to Devon where you were concerned. And we knew that wasn't true. And so she just looked at him. She said, Nate, everything in me says we're headed down the wrong path. Everything. That she didn't just say you're headed down the wrong. She said that our relationship is headed down the wrong path. And he goes, I'm tired of you. See, then that's when you get the indignant to it, right? Like I got to come home to this, and his mind, I could have been in the bed with Victoria. I could see, and now you start to nitpick at anything that's not positive between you and Elena, which is exactly what Victoria wants. Because I could tell you Victoria's getting ready to plan a working trip away. Oh, she is. Absolutely. He's got to go. And Elena's not going to be invited because it's going to be all work, all court. Yeah, right. All work. So anyway, just like, remember how Amani was able to, plan that dinner and they never had invited Sally. Sally never was coming. Oh, Victoria, make sure some of those meetings never existed. That, canceled. So now they got all this time to lay around. Yeah, I see that coming. Elena, your spidey senses are correct. 100% correct. What is this? This is March 17th. My prediction is, because with March Madness, we'll miss quite a few episodes, but by April 15th, that'll give us some time. Before April 15th, Nate and Victoria will be in the bed together. I want to say April 1st, but we don't have enough viewable episodes. So I'm going to safely say April 15th. 100% they are. Okay. So now we have Adam talking to Tucker at Society, just real kind of pompous about it. Like, oh no, you're going to be selling to Newman, and I'm going to be the CEO of your old company. And Tucker, she goes, let's toast to it. So Tucker picks up his glass and he says, under my dead body. And he taps Adam's glass. And Adam looks at him like, oh, really? Tucker gets up and he walks away. So Adam heads straight for Victor. He's saying under my dead body that he's going to sell the company to you. He wants to say, because I'm selling it to my son. Then he wants to sell it to Devon. And Victor said, I'm going to handle Devon. I'm going to handle the situation. Everything is under control. Well, when are you going to go see him? You going to go see him tomorrow in the morning? I'm going to go by and see Devon tonight. See, what's wrong with that picture? It's night. Devon and Abby are already in the sack, right? And you're going to show up at my door, and I don't care who you are. I'm not answering the door. So Devon comes downstairs. You know, he's always got to get something for him and Abby to drink. You'd think they'd learn he'd have a little refrigerator upstairs in his room, right? So you could just get the mineral water from there. So he comes down the stairs and he hears the doorbell. So he goes over and it's Victor. And he peeks out the peephole. And then he's like, oh, shoot. So he's buttoning up his shirt. And Victor, he says, Victor, hello, Devon. I wanted to ask you some questions. Okay. And Devon still has his hand on the door, not offering for him to come in. And he goes, I heard from Victoria earlier that you have no interest in buying McCall Unlimited. Is that correct? And he goes, well, actually, Victor, I am considering it now. Really, my boy, why would you want to do that? So Devon is kind of looking like none of your business. To see why he's showing respect to Victor because of Victor's age. But bottom line, like he told Victoria, why would I tell you anything? You all tried to steal Chancellor Winters. Because Victor was in on that too. So don't make it like he wasn't doing it, that he's to be so respected. He was doing the same thing that his daughter was doing. She was carrying out daddy's orders, okay? So needless to say, Victor just walks right on by Devon. And Devon's like, oh, okay, come on in, you know? So he tells him that would not be a good idea. He's like, why wouldn't it? And Victor has his reasons, you know, because this, that, and the other. And he goes, well, you know what? With this lawsuit going on with Chancellor Winters, and I may not be able to keep Chancellor Winters, then no, this is a good option for me. So Victor's like, okay, what would it take for you not to buy McCall Unlimited? He said, what it would take? Get Jill, because he knows it's Jill. Get Jill to give me my company back. That's what it would take. And so Victor goes, I'll see what I can do. And he walks out right on out the door. And I thought, man, I did not want Newman Enterprises, Victor Newman to buy McCall Unlimited. But I wanted him to have it over Victoria. That I definitely did. But I wanted Devon to have it. Because Devon would now be a powerhouse. And I wanted that to happen. But see, they can have more conflict if Victor gets it. Victoria's trying to undermine it. But ultimately, Victor trumps Victoria every time. I don't know why she even thinks she could go up against her father. And then we'll have the conflict between Adam and Victoria, two CEOs running the company. I mean, running two major companies. Okay, whatever. I could see for story writing, they could have more conflict there. But There still could be conflict with McCall, Devon getting McCall Unlimited. It's huge. He would have to hire some help, and there could still be conflict in a story there, but we'll see. You know what? I decided I'm just not going to be vested in the outcome at all. Because bottom line, Devon will end up with something, whether it's his original company he wanted, because you know what? He was happy with just Hamilton Winters. And that's all he wants is Hamilton Winters. He was just opening up the possibilities for something else if Hamilton Winters fell through. So I'm okay if he gets what he wants and Victor gets McCall Unlimited, whatever. Adam could hire Sally. You want to be my CEO, COO? Yeah, Sally, we made a great team, So anyway, now we have, let me see. And scenes, they showed scenes from next week. Victoria's telling Jill, and Jill's face to face with Victoria. Wow. He's got an offer for her. So let's see. How could he sweeten the pot with Jill? Because Jill has been so gung-ho about this IPO. Now, mind you, Victor's company was trying to steal it, Chancellor Winters, from her too. But it's okay. Everybody just, hey, that's all right. It's all right. That's water under the bridge. Now, really, is it? Is it, Jill? You're going to take Victor's word for anything? But we'll see. We'll see what kind of deal Victor makes with Jill regarding that company, to get Devon what he wants. Now, this was funny to me. How could that happen? Devon is downstairs talking to Victor, meaning there's two voices that are talking downstairs. Now, do you see the way those stairs are? Those are open stairs. You know how some stairs, wood is covering parts of the stairs until you get to the clearing of the opening of the stairs. This is all modern, right? Modern, whatever that is, brass rail, not brass, but whatever, chrome rail that is. From the top of the stairs, it's open. Look at what Abby's wearing. She proceeds to bring her narrow behind all the way down the stairs. Her father's right there. She can see her father from the top of the stairs. She can hear her father's voice. Victor wasn't talking loud, neither was Devon, but Victor's voice still resonates. Devon, that is not a good move for you. She knew her daddy. So she comes down the stairs. Oh, we gotta put our knees together. Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm in just a shirt, Daddy. You didn't know about me and Devon, Daddy, but you do now. Ooh. She did everything but a ooh, they do. And I said, who would want their parent to see? That's not a negligee. She didn't come down naked. But what she did come down in said it all, right? Said it all and said you're comfortable enough that you're wearing his shirt. And he just looked at her. Hi, Dad. He just looked at her. I don't even know if she said hi. I think she's just looking at him like, ooh. Oh, didn't know you were here. Ooh. So Victor's like, stands up and starts walking towards the door. And that's when he tells Devon he's going to see what he could do. Because he said, Devon, what would it take for you not to buy it? And he goes, you get Jill to give me my company back. And then I won't buy it. And I thought, well, I wouldn't have said that because That's still a sweet deal, Devon. And Devon has the money. Why not buy it? Why let Victor have it? So anyway, that was it. That was it for the Young and the Restless today. It's not back until next week. And guess what? Okay, are we going to miss anything, anybody? No, not at all. So now let's get to comments, comment corners. B. Brown says, when is Sally's stomach going to show? I know. It's like we've known she's been pregnant for months. And in soap opera pregnancy, she should be spitting out that kid in 2 months. And they're still having her wear the tight leather or flax pants. I'm like, well, that's ridiculous. Definitely. So Charlotta says Sally needs to leave Nick alone. All she wants to do is go to bed with him. No love, just a little farther than love. You mean just lust? That's all it is. Ain't no further than love. It's just lust. And then if it's lust, she's trying to forget Adam. Anybody that could be, I'm trying to think of, that could be Chance in the bed with her. And she'd be doing the same thing. It's anybody to forget Adam Newman. Anybody. Sally would be doing that with. Lashunta says, thirsty Vicky. And then Nate, why are you there? Of course, when Nate goes up to her room. And then it says Nick knows Sally is a match with Adam. Vicky didn't want Adam. She doesn't want Adam to have anything. She really doesn't. She's jealous, very jealous of Adam. Sally is playing too many games, but ripped Nick's clothes off. Summer was right for a change. Nick doesn't call, but he constantly said Adam doesn't call. Jack is in for a rude awakening. Summer is right. Diane planned this. Phyllis said this was Kyle's writing hard for Diane. I don't get that part. Now his eyes are open. He got mad at Summer. And then, let's see, he got mad at Summer, but he knows it's true. Stark is making demands, but when pushed into a corner, she will act accordingly. Lauren sees right through Phyllis. Diane can't help herself. We're making all these snarky remarks, right? But, Jack doesn't, he acts like Jack didn't do anything. He doesn't hear anything. He doesn't hear Diane trying to instigate it. It's okay, right? And then it says, Vicky is not gonna stop. Nate is a challenge for her. He needs to quit. You mean quit Newman Media? She's just more blunt than Amani. Audra wants him for herself. That's why she told Elena that mess about Vicky and Nate. Audra definitely wants Nate because Tucker questioned her after Nate left, because before he went home, he stopped at the coffee house to get some tea. And Audra was there. So she says, well, sit down and join me. He goes, I need to get home. And then she said something to intrigue his interest on some topic. I forget what it was. And he goes, have you seen Victoria? And he goes, why would you ask me that? He said, because she was looking for you earlier. And then Audra's proceeding to tell. So he sits down because she says something to him that caught his interest. And she goes, anytime I can have the boss's ear, I want to take advantage of it. So now she's proceeding to give some advice to Nate. And then she reaches over and touches his hand. And I'm thinking, oh, Nate, you're not seeing what's happening right here in front of your face. And Tucker is off the patio area. He's just looking on like, there she goes. So Nate says, well, it's late. I better be going. And he gets up because Nate's not interested in Audra, right? So Tucker goes, well, you've got your sights on Nate. And Audra looks at him. You know, And so he goes, even though Nate is in a relationship, and he goes, Elena, that broody doctor, she is no match for me. Right? And so she goes, but someone else I have to like thwart off. And he goes, oh, she goes, Victoria Newman. And he's like, oh, okay, Victoria Nate. You know, she's more formidable. And I'm thinking, girl, you in the wrong league. You are 100% out of your league if you think Victoria would remotely let you have Nate. Remotely. All you got to do is be walking down the hall and drop a pencil, and Victoria will say, you're fired. It's a safety hazard. You know, please. You don't go against the woman that signs your paycheck, period. And that's exactly what Audra thinks, because Victoria already has her number and already doesn't like her, but Audra thinks she's pulled something over on Victoria. Nate's the only one that's stupid enough, right? I can't wait to see that head to head, because it's going to be a head to head. And Audra's going to lose. She's going to be on the losing end of that. So anyway, everybody, we will be back whenever YNR has its next episode, sometime next week, because they said next week on The Young and the Restless. So whenever they're back, we're back. And everybody have a phenomenal weekend.